यहाँ पे हम जी जान से बिजनेस करते हैं और गवर्नमेंट इतने सारे रिस्ट्रिक्शंस डाल देता है। ये इंपोर्ट वाला माल इसको कोई नहीं देखता, इतना सारा माल आता है, टैक्स भरते हैं नहीं भरते किसी को नहीं मालूम। इट्स अ कॉमन कंप्लेंट ऑफ एवरी ट्रेडर इन एवरी कंट्री। ही ऑलवेज एज्यूम्स दैट कि यार मुझ पे ही बहुत ज्यादा रिस्ट्रिक्शंस है और ये इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड को तो कोई देखता ही नहीं है, तो क्या कोई है इसको कंट्रोल करने वाला? द आंसर इज यस। There is an authority, there is a regulation, there are the systems which actually keeps control on the international trade, which we are going to learn and analyze in this chapter. Chapter number 4, international trade. We have already gone through the first unit. Now going to the second unit, the instrument of trade policy. What exactly trade policy is, what are its instruments, and how government keeps control on the international trade. So let's start for the trade policy. Obviously, the first question comes, what exactly trade policy is? It means the policy set by government towards the import and export. What is the policy? How much import duty is there? Is export taxable? Or if you are getting any benefit on export called as export subsidy? ये सारी चीजें जो गवर्नमेंट आपको हेल्प करने के लिए करता है called as the trade policy. Generally, it aims at minimization of imports and maximization of export. Obviously, it's a common policy of every country. Export ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा होने चाहिए, import कम से कम होनी चाहिए. So the points in favor. What are the trade policy instrument? What exactly the instrument is? क्या-क्या instruments वहाँ पे use होते हैं? Tariffs. Tariff is a first tool government use. Non-tariff measures. Tariff का मतलब होता है charges, taxes, duties. Non-tariff means जहाँ पे duties नहीं लगाता है but कुछ और steps लेता है government. And export related measures are also there. So let's start with first tariffs. It is also known as customs duties and includes import duty and export duty also. It's an ancient tax. पुराने जमाने में जब दो अलग-अलग राजा हुआ करते थे और kingdom was there, तो एक kingdom से दूसरे kingdom में जब माल जाता था तो ये वाला राजा कहता था Why should I allow you to come in my kingdom and sell the product? तो हमारे वाले लोग क्या करेंगे? तो फिर लेकिन ऐसा कर नहीं सकते क्योंकि दो राजा जो थे उनमें कुछ एग्रीमेंट्स हुआ करता था, तो फिर वो बोलता था कि ठीक है अगर आपको माल यहाँ पे लेके आना है you have to pay some additional tax to me, that is to the government. Now we can called as import duty. So that kind of duties are called as customs duty. Import पे होता है, कभी-कभी exports पे भी हो सकता है. Import duty is frequently used. Thus, for studies, tariff is equal to import duty. Export duties are rarely charged because every country wants to have more and more export. Rather, exports पे तो हमें subsidies मिलती हैं. So generally, when we say it is customs duty, generally assumed to be the import duty. It aims at raising the prices of imported goods and results in price stability of same commodity all over the world. For example, एक फैन आपका यहाँ पे मिल रहा है 10,000 रुपीज में. वही फैन अगर जापान में बनाया गया and converted into rupees 6,000 रुपीज में और उन्हें अगर यहाँ पे 7,000 रुपीज में अवेलेबल करवाओगे तो obviously the domestic market will go down. So what government does? It charges taxes of 3,000. So imported goods 10,000, domestic goods 10,000. So it will be at par. Of course, इतना आसान नहीं होता है. There are some other things also, but definitely government charges the import duty. It gives revenue to the government and protection to the domestic business, of course. Now, there are two types of import duties. Of course, there are so many subtypes of import duties, but two basic types: specific duty and ad valorem duty. Specific duty is the import duty on specific basis. Some specific basis given, maybe a length or maybe the weight of a product, etc. For example, import duty rupees 500 per imported unit. Per unit. Most popular type of duty it is, but it do not increase with the increase in the selling price. For example, if the price is charged on a length of a product, let's say length of a pen. Now, unless and until the length is increased, the government will not get additional taxes. So, if I am increasing the selling price of a pen from 10 to 20, still government will not get any extra tax because the length is same. That is why this is called a specific duty. Popular तो है लेकिन limitation है कि उनको हर बार rates revise करने पड़ते हैं because it is based on something which is actually constant for the long period. Second is ad valorem duty. It is the percentage duty. For example, 20% of selling price. Now it's a perfect duty. अब selling price बढ़ाओ, government के tax revenue भी बढ़ जाएंगे. increases with the increase in selling price. It works as a control on increasing prices too. Because अगर taxes बढ़ने लगे तो I am demotivated to increase the selling price. Price stability आ सकती है. और अगर आप बढ़ा रहे हो, let's say if it's a luxurious goods, आपने selling price बढ़ाई, government को taxes भी ज्यादा मिलेंगे. Some other types of duties is mixed tariff. It's a combination of both ad valorem and specific duty. For example, plastic 4% ad valorem or 2000 per ton, whichever is higher. So whichever is higher is a base mixed duty. Compound tariff or a compound duty. Combination of ad valorem and a specific tariff. That is, the tariff is calculated on the basis of both value of the imported goods ad valorem and unit measure of the imported goods specific duty. It is generally calculated by adding up a specific duty to an ad valorem duty. For example, duty on cheese at 5% ad valorem plus 100 per kg. So both duties are mixed. Earlier it was whichever is higher. Here it's a combination of both. You'll have to pay on percentage also plus per kg also. Both. Technical or other tariff. These are calculated on the basis of the specific content of the imported goods. That is, the duties are payable by its component or related item. अगर ये स्पेयर पार्ट आपके प्रोडक्ट में लगा है तो आपको हायर रेट ऑफ ड्यूटी देनी पड़ेगी. वो स्पेयर पार्ट अगर आप इंडिया से ले रहे हो तो आपको कम ड्यूटी देनी पड़ेगी. फॉर एग्जांपल, अ फेमस कंपनी इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, वीडियोकॉन. Videocon is involved in manufacturing so many spare parts for television or electronic parts. So maybe government will say अगर आप यहाँ का प्रोडक्ट लगा रहे हो तो import duty नहीं, obviously नहीं, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक spare part लगा रहे हो, यही spare part आप बाहर से लाओगे, higher rate of duty will be paid. For example, rupees 3000 on each solar panel plus 50 per kg on the battery. So additional for spare part. Tariff rate quotas. Tariff rate quotas or TRQs is a combined two policy instruments. Quotas and tariffs. Import entering under the specified quota portion are usually subject to a lower or sometimes zero tariff rate. You have been given a quota. Let's say आपकी कंपनी है यूएस में and you are exporting from US to India, तो आपको एक कोटा दिया जाएगा, उस स्पेसिफिक क्वांटिटी तक हम आप पे टैक्स नहीं लगाएंगे. The imports above quantitative threshold of the quota faces a much higher tariff. So you have been invited. हम आपको बुला रहे हैं कि आप एक्सपोर्ट कीजिए. As you are getting a very good market, up to certain level it is free. उसके लेवल के बाद आपको at very high rate duty charge की जाएगी. Tariff rate quotas. Most favored nation or MFN tariffs. MFN tariffs are what countries promise to impose on imports from other members of WTO unless the country is a part of preferential trade agreement such as a free trade area or customs union. As we know, Dubai, we must have gone through this concept of free trade zone or tax free zone. So such kind of zones are created or an agreement is made with that country. अगर आपसे माल आ रहा है तो हम आपसे टैक्सेस नहीं करेंगे लेंगे, और ऑब्वियसली अगर आपके कंट्री में हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं तो आप भी हमसे इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी नहीं लोगे, और मे बी एट अ वेरी लो रेट. दैट्स व्हाई द कमोडिटीज आर चीपर इन दैट स्पेसिफिक कंट्री कॉल्ड एज मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन एग्रीमेंट्स. This means that in practice MFN rates are the highest, most restrictive that WTO members charge to one another. Some countries imposes higher tariff on the countries that are not part of WTO. अगर आप उसके agreement में नहीं आते हो, higher rate of duty will be charged on you. Variable tariff, a duty typically fixed to bring the price of an imported commodity up to the domestic support price for the commodity. So यहाँ पे आपको higher rate लगेंगे. It depends कि हमारी यहाँ पे price कितनी है, differential rate will be charged. Preferential tariff, nearly all the countries are part of at least one preferential trade agreement under which they promise to give another country's products lower tariff than their MFN rates. These agreements are reciprocal. Same way, हम आपको कम रेट से एग्रीमेंट किया है, उससे भी, फॉर एग्जांपल कंट्री ए मेड एन एग्रीमेंट विद कंट्री बी दैट बोथ द कंट्रीज विल चार्ज जस्ट एट 6%. मैं और किसी कंट्री के साथ एग्रीमेंट करता हूं, लेट्स से कंट्री एक्स, जिनसे मैं और कम रेट उनको चार्ज करूंगा, लेट्स से ओनली 2%. प्रेफरेंशियल टैरिफ. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द bilateral agreement, of course. So these are some examples. Let's move forward for the bound tariff. A bound tariff is a tariff which WTO members binds itself with a legal commitment not to raise it above a certain level. It's an agreement between the countries. Don't go beyond that level. By binding a tariff, often during negotiations, the members agree to limit their rights to set tariff levels beyond a certain level. The bound rates are specific to individual products and represents the maximum level of import duty that can be levied on a product imported by that member. In very simple words, a higher rate of duty is given. इससे ज़्यादा rate मैं नहीं लगा सकता. Maybe product wise that rate will also change. Let's say a country A will agree that for product X I will not charge more than 10%. Product Y it will not be more than 6% like this. It can be product wise also. A member is always free to impose a tariff that is lower than the bound level. Once bound, a tariff rate becomes permanent and a member can only increase its level after negotiating with its trading partner and compensating them for the possible losses of trade. एक बार 10% is the maximum limit, उससे आगे मैं नहीं जा सकता. Of course, it's a part of negotiation. A member is always free to impose tariff that is lower than the bound level that we have seen. That also we have seen that partners must be discussed. A bound tariff ensures transparency and predictability. So it is transparency. अगले 10 साल तक हम दोनों कंट्रीज में 8% से ज्यादा टैक्स नहीं लगेगा. So it becomes very simple for next 10 years. The business is set. So it's a very good tax or agreement. Applied tariff. An applied tariff is the duty that is actually charged on imports on a most favored nations (MFN) basis that we have already discussed. A WTO member can have applied tariff for a product that differs from the bound tariff for that product as long as the applied level is not higher than the bound level. So bound level is given, applied level is below the bound level. तो ये additional level है जो below काम करेगा. For example, bound level is 8%. I further offered that अगले 3 साल तक, भले 10 साल का agreement 8% है, for next 3 years I will not charge above 6%. So again giving an advantage to the other countries called as applied tariff. Escalated tariff. Escalate होना मतलब increasing. Import duty of the final goods are more than the import duty of the intermediate goods. अगर मैं 4 स्पेयर पार्ट्स इंपोर्ट करके उसको फिट कर रहा हूँ असेंबली, उसको 10% है. अगर मैं फाइनल फिनिश गुड्स इंपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ तो उसको मैं ज्यादा रेट लगाऊंगा. इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी ऑफ द फाइनल गुड्स इज मोर देन द इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी ऑफ द स्पेयर पार्ट. इससे फायदा क्या होगा, भले वो स्पेयर पार्ट भी इंपोर्ट हो रहे हैं बट एटलीस्ट असेंबली का काम हमारे लोगों को मिलेगा. सो दैट इज एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर माय कंट्री. बट इफ समवन इज इंपोर्टिंग द फिनिश्ड गुड्स देन आई विल चार्ज एट हायर अमाउंट. Gives protection to the developing countries as developed countries can't dump the finished goods in the developing countries. Dumping means giving in a big quantity. वो हम देखने वाले हैं. Prohibitive tariff. A prohibitive tariff is one that is set so high that no imports will enter. इतना high rate of duty लगाओ कि कोई भी आपका कोई भी सिटीजन या बिजनेसमैन हो वो इंपोर्ट करने की हिम्मत ही नहीं करेगा. That rate is at such a high level. For example, on imported cars, it may be from 120% to 200%. For example, if the imported car is of 50 lakhs, maybe 200%. That means 1 CR का उस पे import duty लग जाएगा. So the car cost will go to 1.5 CR. Maybe you are demotivated to import that car. Prohibitive tariff. Now there are some other factors like subsidies given. So important subsidies, and import subsidy is simply a payment per unit as a percentage of value for the importation of goods. That is the negative import tariff. What does it mean? Some subsidy will be given to you if you are importing the goods. तो आप बोलोगे सर ये तो import बढ़ा रहे हो आप, but the higher tax will be charged on the finished goods in that case. So subsidy is given but is compensated by the higher level. So that's a problem. Tariff as a response to trade distortions. There are some tariffs which a country has to charge in case that it finds that उसके country के business को affect हो रहा है. It is affecting badly to the businesses of my domestic country. Then the government takes some steps, and these are called as tariffs as a response to trade distortions. मेरे यहाँ पे आप अगर नुकसान करोगे तो मैं भी आप पे higher charge लगाऊंगा. These are two duties: anti-dumping duty and second is countervailing duty. What is anti-dumping? What dumping means? Dumping means supply of heavy quantity of goods at a very low price to the other country. हम जैसा कहते हैं कि चाइना से बहुत बड़ी क्वांटिटी में माल आ रहा है इसलिए प्राइसेस कम है. Is it dumping? Could be. अगर ऐसा दिखा कि ये बहुत बड़ा माल हमारे यहाँ पे at very low rate दे रहा है, so that our domestic market will get affected, government will immediately charge the anti-dumping duty. The exporter reduces the profit margin to dump the goods at a very low price with an intention to affect the domestic market of the importing country. Here, the government of the importing country charges the anti-dumping duty. It increases the price of such goods in the importing country to safeguard the domestic manufacturer. अगर आप एक मोबाइल फोन, सेल फोन वहां पे बना रहे हो 8,000 रुपीज में, गवर्नमेंट उनको सब्सिडी देता है, वो हम आगे भी देखने वाले हैं, और चलो 8,000 में बना रहे हैं, he is selling it at 10,000. Let's assume the currency is same. He is sending the goods to our country for just for 9,000 selling price. It means you are dumping your goods. तो यहाँ पे अगर सेम सेल फोन 12,000 को मिलता है, we will charge 3,000 special duty called as anti-dumping duty. Second is countervailing duties. Sometimes the government of exporting country also gives tax benefit to promote the dumping. कभी-कभी गवर्नमेंट इनको सपोर्ट करती है कि ओके, नाउ इफ यू विश टू एक्सपोर्ट योर गुड्स टू स्पेसिफिक कंट्रीज, हम आपको कैश असिस्टेंस देंगे, हम आपको एक्सपोर्ट बेनिफिट्स देंगे, तो आपका प्रोडक्ट सस्ता हो जाएगा. सेल इट इन दैट मार्केट एंड कैप्चर द मार्केट ऑफ दैट कंट्री. हियर द एडिशनल ड्यूटी विल बी चार्ज्ड कॉल्ड एज CVD, countervailing duty. Here the government of importing country charges the countervailing duty on the imported goods. तो इससे दो ड्यूटीज हमने देखी, एंटी डंपिंग ड्यूटी, और अगर वहां पे गवर्नमेंट आपको फायदा दे रही तो हम हमारे गवर्नमेंट आप पे ज्यादा टैक्स लगाएगी, दैट इज CVD, काउंटरवेलिंग ड्यूटी. सो हमने देखा टैरिफ इज द फर्स्ट टूल गवर्नमेंट यूजेस. टैक्सेस लगा दो, इंपोर्ट होने वाला माल जो महंगा हो जाएगा. सिंपल टू अंडरस्टैंड. व्हाट आर द पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट्स और पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट्स ऑफ टैरिफ? Control on the price of the imported goods that we have seen. Boost to the domestic producers. वहाँ के प्रोडक्ट महंगे तो हम सस्ता वाला चलो लेते हैं, स्वदेशी माल. So it may work for us. Fair competition in the market. So at par होने की वजह से competition भी fair हो सकती है. Increase in employment opportunities and increase the government revenue. Import हो ही रहा है तो फिर हम भी टैक्स कमा लेते हैं, so government can also earn some tax revenue. But there are some negative impact. How can you say sir कि वहाँ पे negative impact होगा? टैरिफ तो होना ही चाहिए, but there are some impacts. Demotivates the international trade. हम किस चीज की बात कर रहे हैं कि इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड बढ़ना चाहिए एक तरीके से आप बोल रहे हो, and on the other hand you are charging higher taxes also. So एक basic purpose defeat हो गया. So it demotivates international trade. Overall volume of transaction all over the world reduces. अगर सारे exporters demotivate हो गए तो ओवरऑल ट्रांजैक्शन ही कम हो जाएगी एंड इट विल अफेक्ट द इकोनॉमी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. मे लूज द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गेट हाई क्वालिटी गुड्स इंपोर्टेड. हम भाई स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट यूज करेंगे, सस्ता ही होगा. बैन ऑन द अदर प्रोडक्ट्स. इट इज गुड फॉर कंट्री मे बी, बट बेस्ट क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट्स विल नेवर कम टू अवर कंट्री. डेवलपमेंट मे नॉट टेक प्लेस. डोंट जस्ट थिंक अबाउट कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट, थिंक अबाउट द प्रोड्यूसर्स प्रोडक्ट ऑल्सो. अगर बेस्ट क्वालिटी रॉ मटेरियल मिलेगा तो फिनिश गुड्स और भी अच्छा बन सकता है. दैट मे अफेक्ट. So in this way we have seen the tariffs, the variety of tariffs. Tariff means I repeat customs duty and उसके impact. अब देखते हैं क्या सिर्फ टैरिफ ही काम करता है? आंसर इज नो. टैरिफ के अलावा भी कुछ चीजें हैं जो काम करती हैं. These are called as non-tariff measures, NTMs. These are the measures taken apart from charging extra taxes generally as a part of agreement. These can be technical measures and non-technical. तो क्या technical measures गवर्नमेंट ले सकती है? It refers to a product specific properties such as characteristics of the product, technical specifications and production processes. हम बहुत बार ऐसे स्टोरीज सुनते हैं कि पूरा का पूरा कंटेनर या let's say 2000 containers rejected by US which are sent back to China. Why? क्योंकि quality of product was not to that extent. कैसे सच में होता है? Possible है. Let's say बहुत बार कहा जाता है कि toys are rejected by US and sent back to China. Why? क्योंकि उनकी क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स उतने नहीं थे जो वहां पे उन्होंने डिसाइड किए हैं. So that is called as technical measures. आप एक स्पेसिफिक स्टैंडर्ड सेट करो. If it is not justified, it comes back. Many times our agriculture product comes back. Grapes may come back क्योंकि क्वालिटी इन बिटवीन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में अफेक्ट हो सकती है. Technical measures. So product specific properties. Second, sanitary and phytosanitary measures. These are applicable for the national security and protection of animal and plant health. For example, जब बर्ड फ्लू डिक्लेयर हुआ था तब कोई भी import of birds, that is chicken or animals, was not allowed at that time. और मे भी कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स ऐसे हम आपको अलाउ नहीं करेंगे लाने के लिए कि जो हमारे यहाँ पे किसी भी ह्यूमन एज वेल एज किसी भी बर्ड्स को या एनिमल्स को अफेक्ट करेगा. So that is also, or plants even. So that is also the second measure done. These are applied to protect the human, animal or plant's life. Such risks these are relating to such risks arising from additives, pests and toxins, etc. So such kind of pesticides or medicines are even not allowed. In many of the countries, if you go with some medicines, that is again not allowed to be entered in their country. You have to purchase these medicines again from there. So such kind of measures are also taken. Technical barriers to trade, that is TBT. Again, technical measures mein next one, second. It defines the specific characteristics that a product should have, such as its size, shape, design, labeling, marking, packaging, functionality, or performance or production methods, excluding measures covered by the earlier agreement. So additional हम उसमें कुछ स्पेसिफिकेशन दे सकते हैं. पैकिंग ऐसा होना चाहिए, शार्प पैकिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. पैकिंग के लिए ये वाले कलर्स, दैट मींस क्वालिटी ऑफ कलर्स आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, नहीं यूज होने चाहिए. So many additional technical barriers can be given. The specific procedures used to check whether a product is really confronting or that is satisfying to the requirements, these requirements are also covered in TBT. So not only restrictions, but the procedure is also given. What kind of checks will be done, how it will be decided it should clear or not. So such kind of technical barriers to trade are also given. This involves a compulsory quality, quantity and price control of goods before shipment from the exporting country. You have to take the certificate at the time of exporting the goods. For example, if I am exporting grapes from India, I must get the quality certificate first, then only shipment will be allowed. So such kind of restrictions can be given called as technical barriers to trade, TBT, which is second under the technical measures. Now, the non-technical measures. Next one, aims at, that is the next part. It aims at the product quality, food safety, environmental protection, etc. So again the same but additional level. National security and the protection of animal and plant health. So in that comes first import quotas. What is import quota? A specific quota is given and to that extent only you are allowed to import the goods. During a specific quota is given during a given period of time, usually 1 year. Import quotas, first binding quotas. Now in import quota there is a subheading called as binding quota. Import levels are set below the free trade level. This is our free trade level, but we are not allowing you to import this much. This much is only allowed for import, is called as binding quota. It is enforced through the licenses given. Unless you are having a license, you are not allowed to import. Without license, if you import something, it will be treated as smuggling and the confiscation, penalties and all that will come. So license is the best tool used for giving the binding quotas. Second is non-binding quota. This is set at or little above the free trade level. Do not create much impact. Free trade level इतना है, उससे ऊपर तक हम आपको import allow करेंगे, maybe 10% more. So it's not that much effective. Anyway, free trade level तक import होने ही वाला है. So the earlier one, that is the binding quota, is more effective as compared to non-binding quota. But both these are types of the import quotas. Next is in import quota, absolute quota, the maximum quantity of imported goods specified irrespective of the country of origin. हमारे देश में let's assume 50,000 टन से ज्यादा इस बार import नहीं होगा. For this year, 50,000 ton is a maximum limit given, be it from country X, Y or Z. We don't care. तो वो quota खत्म हो गया. We will not allow any country to export to us. Is called as absolute quota. Tariff rate quota. The restriction relates to the specific import duty limit. इस साल का हमारा import duty limit इतना है. Let's say 5,000 crore rupees is our maximum limit. उससे ज़्यादा import duty हमें नहीं चाहिए. उतना ही हम import allow करेंगे. So could be earlier it was in the way of quantity. Now it is in the way of the import duties. Next is, so these are all about the quota, its type and serve times. Now price control measures. How a government controls imports by creating the price control. Additional taxes charged on imported goods apart from customs duty. Customs duty तो देनी ही पड़ेगी. Plus additional duties we have to charge from them. It could be any additional duty decided by government. Non-automatic licensing and prohibition. Specific restrictions or prohibition. On some specific goods, we are banning these goods which are not allowed to be imported, or these goods can be imported subject to the specific license only. So इससे भी हमारा import कम हो जाएगा. I repeat, what we are trying to understand is how government tries to reduce the import in our country. For example, India prohibits many items, mostly of animal origin, falling under 60 exim codes. So specific code is given. ये 60 items ban कर दिए गए हैं. Financial measures. The next one is financial control. Conditions to reduce or restrict the import of goods. For example, advance payment is must to be made. आपको एडवांस पेमेंट करना पड़ेगा इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी का, या 80% ऑफ द अमाउंट मस्ट बी पेड एंड देन ओनली वी विल अलाउ यू द इंपोर्ट. इसकी वजह से इंपोर्टर्स डीमोटिवेट हो जाएंगे. सो दैट्स अ फाइनेंशियल मेजर्स. और मे बी फॉरेक्स इज नॉट परमिटेड फॉर इंपोर्टिंग स्पेसिफिक गुड्स और फॉर स्पेसिफिक कंट्री. अगर आप ये गुड्स ला रहे हो, फॉरेक्स नॉट अलाउड. Or if you are importing anything from a specific country, forex not allowed. Unless you have foreign exchange, how can you purchase the goods? So automatically ban comes on import. Financial measures. Measures affecting the competition. जहाँ पे competition affect हो रहा है, वहाँ पे भी हम कुछ कर सकते हैं. Permitting specific agencies, generally government agencies, to import the goods. सिर्फ और सिर्फ government agencies को ही allowed है कि जो goods import करेंगे, बाकी लोगों को हम allow नहीं करेंगे. So such kind of ban can also be given. आपको अगर एजेंसीज को परमिशन ही नहीं है, मे बी these are called as स्टार एक्सपोर्ट जोन और स्टार इंपोर्ट जोन, उनको ही हम अलाउ करेंगे, बाकी लोगों को हम बिल्कुल अलाउ नहीं करेंगे. स्पेसिफिक रिस्ट्रिक्शन इंपोर्ट कम हो जाएगा. Automatically controls the import and can set a higher prices for imported goods. डायरेक्ट गवर्नमेंट का कंट्रोल आ गया. नेक्स्ट, गवर्नमेंट प्रोक्योरमेंट पॉलिसीज. गवर्नमेंट ही खुद प्रोक्योर करेगा. Preference by government to domestic manufacturing purchase of the goods for the government use. Let's say stationery all over India, जहाँ जितना stationery लगता है, government will never import. It will be purchased from domestic market only. Automatically import will be reduced. Trade-related investment measures. Conditions to control the import. For example, minimum 25% of the spare part must be domestic by automobile sector. अगर आपको यहाँ पे कंपनी फॉर्म करनी है, let's say a Japanese company is entering in our country, 25% of the spare part must be purchased from Indian companies. Could be. Such kind of conditions can be given. Maximum 75% of last year export shall be allowed as import this year, etc. आपका लास्ट ईयर जितना एक्सपोर्ट हुआ था उसका 75%, 60% whatever is allowed as import. उससे ज्यादा आप इंपोर्ट नहीं कर सकते. ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे दो चीजें हो रही है. आपका एक्सपोर्ट बूस्ट करना पड़ेगा आपको, सो दैट नेक्स्ट ईयर इंपोर्ट लाइसेंस मिलेगा, और इट इज अगेन नॉट 100%. तो एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ रहा है, इंपोर्ट ऑटोमेटिकली कंट्रोल हो रहा है. सच काइंड ऑफ मेजर्स कैन आल्सो बी टेकन. कुछ ये तो प्रोक्योरमेंट वाले थे. अभी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पे भी कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस आ सकते हैं. Condition of distribution channel in exporting country. For example, distributors of imported fruits must have a refrigeration facility. अगर आपके पास refrigeration facility नहीं है, आपका लाइसेंस कैंसिल, आप import of fruits नहीं कर सकते. ऑटोमेटिकली या तो आपको facilities देनी पड़ेगी या आपको import allowed ही नहीं होगा. Again, an indirect control on imports. Ninth, restriction on post sales services. ओके, आप माल इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हो हमारे कंट्री में, हमारे लिए इंपोर्ट है, अलाउड, लेकिन आफ्टर सेल सर्विस आपको हमारे यहां से ही करवाना पड़ेगा. कुड बी दैट विल वर्क एज अ रिस्ट्रिक्शन. आफ्टर सेल सर्विस फॉर इंपोर्टेड गुड्स मस्ट बी बाय डोमेस्टिक सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स एक्सेट्रा. कंपल्सरी नहीं कि ऐसे रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हो, बट कंट्री और गवर्नमेंट इज हैविंग दीस टूल्स व्हिच कैन बी यूज्ड. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रोसीजर्स. कॉस्टली एंड कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोसेसेस डीमोटिवेट्स द इंपोर्ट. जैसे हम कहते हैं किसी स्टेट में सिंगल विंडो क्लियरिंग सिस्टम होता है, तो वहां पे बिजनेसेस जल्दी जाते हैं. इसका उल्टा सोचिए, अगर हमारे देश में इंपोर्ट प्रोसीजर इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स है, इतनी कॉस्टली है, मे बी द एक्सपोर्टर्स विल बी डीमोटिवेटेड टू सेंड द गुड्स टू आवर कंट्री. दिस टूल कैन आल्सो बी यूज्ड, बट ऑफ कोर्स इट इज नॉट अ गुड टूल टू बी यूज्ड बाय एनी कंट्री. रूल्स ऑफ ओरिजिन. डिफरेंट रिस्ट्रिक्शंस आर चार्ज्ड ऑन गुड्स फ्रॉम डिफरेंट प्लेस ऑफ ओरिजिन. कहां से माल आ रहा है, मेड इन व्हाट, मेड इन डैश, मेड इन डैश, इस पे हम रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगा सकते हैं. मेड इन स्पेसिफिक कंट्री, एडिशनल टैक्सेस लगा सकते हैं. इसको कहते हैं कंट्री ऑफ ओरिजिन. उसके बेसिस पे भी कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस आ सकते हैं. हेल्प्स टू क्रिएट अ स्पेसिफिक रिस्ट्रिक्शन ऑन इंपोर्ट. एक स्पेसिफिक कंट्री पे या किसी स्पेसिफिक प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम दैट कंट्री पे हम टैक्सेस लगा सकते हैं. Safeguard measures. Temporary restrictions on specific product creating a threat to domestic product. अगले 6 महीने तक हम हमारे देश में लेट्स से इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम्स इंपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे. A specific measure or tool for a specific period, just to avoid a stiff competition in our country. Embargoes. It is complete ban on specific goods or on imports from a specific country. Complete ban. ये प्रोडक्ट्स किसी भी कंट्री से नहीं आएंगे या इस कंट्री से कुछ भी हमारे देश में नहीं आएगा. Till now, for us, I don't think there is any country which is completely banned, but that option is also available with the government. Due to political reasons or for other reasons such as health, religious or sentiments. So maybe political, let's say nuclear bomb testing is done by a specific country, maybe a ban is given on that country. This is the most extreme form of trade barrier, of course. So this was all about the barriers which government can create to reduce the import. I repeat, what is the baseline for international trade? There are only two objectives: reduce imports and increase exports. So we have seen what exactly can be done in case of import. Now let's see what can be done to enhance exports. Of course, in a case of exports, rarely any country charges the export duty. Export related measures: ban on exports. Why? Maybe for some sentimental or maybe some security related issues. Export taxes, export subsidy. Export tax demotivates export, rather export subsidy motivates the export. And voluntary export restraints. Ban on exports: specific restriction on exports on some goods for temporary purpose. For example, many times the export of onion is banned for 2 months, 3 months because government want the onion to be available in our country so that the prices will come down. Once the prices are stabilized, as supply is more, again the export gets started and allowed by government. So it is for a very limited period. For example, ban on export of onion we discussed. Export taxes: higher taxes on goods to be exported. Generally export tax is avoided, but if the goods are actually required or it's a basic necessity of our country and still exported, maybe higher taxes are charged to demotivate the export of that specific goods. Again, results in availability of the goods in the domestic market and increase the or boost the export of specific goods. And prices can be controlled. Subsidies and incentives. This is a facility given by government that if you are exporting, we will give you some benefits. Special facilities given by government to boost the export of the specific goods. These facilities or subsidy can be in form of cash assistance or maybe import license. If you exported to 100 level, then we will give you import license of 60 level like this. Then voluntary export restraints: specific quota on goods to be exported in a specific time. During this time span, only this much export of this much commodity or this commodity is allowed. That ban can also be given, or restriction, generally not used by any government. It works as a direct tool to control the export. So in this way, we have seen some specific measures can be used to control or to boost the exports also. So earlier we have seen imports, then we went through the exports. Now coming to the end of this chapter, what is conclusion? What we have seen in this unit, we are talking about international trade, and the question we started with, is there any control on international trade? Definitely there is a control. ऐसा नहीं होगा कोई भी country उठेगी और हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ माल भेज देगी, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. We have control measures with us and government is definitely applying these measures. That was all about which was completed or covered by this chapter, by this unit. Chapter number 4, international trade, and unit number 2, the instrument, the tools which are in the hands of government called as trade policy. So that here the unit comes to an end.